say I don't love this shit. If they ever say I don't love this shit.
Welcome back to More to the Core. I'm your host for this episode, Goeke, and I'm here with Cliffdiver.
Hello.
Would you guys please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Bree, and I'm one of the lead singers of Cliffdiver.
And I'm Joey, and I'm the other lead singer of Cliffdiver.
Awesome. Great to meet you guys. Your set was phenomenal, and there's so many things I want to talk about. So if I'm like over here and then I'm like over here, please don't hate me.
That's what we do.
That's how
Rein,
I work.
rein me in.
That's
Yeah.
how my brain chemistry works.
We're
Okay,
ADHD.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yeah.
We have so much in common already. I thought that was so uplifting, and I just want to know what. There's a lot of emo music. You said in your Spotify bio that you're like unashamedly emo. Which first I want to know what is the source of that angst for you guys. Like I wanted to get all the band members, but like I'd love to know what drives you to talk about your angst.
Pain, trauma,
Fair.
years of therapy. I think something Bree and I found that we had in common when we were just friends before she joined the band was that, we both kind of struggled with our mental health. And I was kind of talking about it on social media and stuff like that because I almost died a couple of years ago in 2016. Got stuck in a time loop, acid. It's a crazy story. But anyway, when I almost died, I took suicide off the table. I said, I was in the hospital in the ER holding my dad's hand, and I was like, oh, no, I don't want to do this. I want to die. I want to live. And so ever since then, I've been trying to be really just, hey, this is what I'm going through, instead of keeping it inside where it kind of can feed and destroy. Because that's how a lot of mental illness lives, is in the quiet, in the, I don't want to tell anyone about this because they'll look at me differently. And then I think once you start to own that, you can just go, oh, whatever, man, whatever. Like my suicidal ideations still come up like every day. I'll be driving on tour and we'll be playing a great show and my brain's like, wouldn't it be better though? And you're like, shh, just like take the evening off. We got this one. But being able to talk about it in therapy and with friends really ended up being transformative. So I think a lot of horrible situations that sometimes we got ourselves into, sometimes we didn't. That lets us really, I think, connect on that level.
That's really profound.
Yeah, and I think that, like Joey said, that was like one of the first things that we ever bonded on was I reached out, because I was a full-time musician, and I reached out to Joey just to thank him for being so open about his mental health struggles, because I didn't feel like I could. I wasn't a parent at the time, but he was, and he was really open despite being the lead singer of a band, despite being a father, despite all these roles that I think you could sort of undermine yourself by being honest about your journey. And so I had reached out to him privately, kind of like, thank you for being open, because I don't think that I can, like, as a woman of color, as a black woman over 30, as a mother, as a big girl, like there's all these things, and there's always a reason not to be open about it. But it's kind of like throughout our friendship and then me eventually joining the band, it's kind of like I've learned that it's so important to be open about it, and that inspiration that I drew from someone who I have this little bit in common from can sort of speak to people who I have a lot in common with. And so it's sort of been like this journey that I've had. I've been going to DIY like emo hardcore shows since I was 10, and so it's a world
That's
that
pretty young.
it's like cool. Like I have a Gen Xer sister who's a lot older and didn't have any friends when we moved to a new area, so she took me to
that's so
shows,
cool.
and so I was the youngest kid at all these shows, but I never, people would say like, you like to sing, why aren't you in a band? And it was like, oh, I couldn't make that kind of music. Like it's what I love, but I could never. I don't know how my voice would fit. I'd never heard it before. I'd never seen it before. And I feel like through my journey, I've sort of learned that that's exactly why I need to be doing this, is because there wasn't anybody like me doing it. I didn't have a reason to before. I didn't have an inspiration. I didn't have a proof of concept. And so I think that, a lot of where I come from, and a lot of like my angst, and a lot of the alienation that I felt from society was kind of rooted in that even the people that I related to the most didn't look like me or have to function like I did, or even live really in the same world as I did. So So that's like a massive motivation for that kind of honesty, relating to that angst and relating to that hopelessness that I think we all feel sometimes, but with understanding the responsibility that we feel to also point to like hope and the light at the end of the tunnel. Like we can acknowledge the tunnel while also acknowledging that there's a way out. And so I think that's like I don't know, maybe that sums up our kind of motivation and kind of where we come from with a lot of our messaging.
I absolutely get that from your music, and I feel like that's the most like uplifting set that I've been to in a long time. Like I had not the best day, which we won't get into all of that. But then at the end of your set, I was like, man, I feel like so much better, and like really genuinely, like I can hear your message and your music really touched me. And I was like, oh, this is something that a lot of people can relate to. And I love that you guys have such a great on-stage bond. Like you're just constantly having fun on stage. And like, have you always been this close from the moment that you guys have been friends, or it's, kind of opened up over time?
Bree and I
had moments
have
of
been
connection.
natural friends. We've had to learn each other, obviously, but the seven of us.
That's a lot.
Yeah, there's been growing pains, and there's been, but we're family. And when you're learning to be family and learning that, no one gets left behind and that we're all in this together and we all love each other and believe in each other and like truly trust each other to be trying to do the things that can, help us get out there and talk to more people. And we're able to kind of put aside our differences when we do have like arguments in a 10-hour van ride and be like, okay, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm tired, whatever. But it took time. It took time and arguments and tears and, all kinds of stuff. But then now I think we're in a place where it's just like, it's just love. Like we get to
understand and know each other's faults. That's
Yeah,
pretty.
we acknowledge each other's faults, but then we're also able to be, like Brianna and I especially, I think we can be really honest with each other because we do have a lot of the same struggles, not identical. Like we have all sorts of different neuroses, but we're able to be completely honest with each other because there's no reason not to be. And it's this different kind of relationship where we go, there are days where it's like, I can't do it. And I'll be like, Bree, I think I'm being crazy right now. Am I being crazy right now? Am I blowing this out of proportion, or am I right to be mad about this? And she'll either be like, you're right to be mad about this, or like, those feelings do not belong to you. You need to go tell that person. And I'll go, you're right. And it took a while for us to be able to just be like, okay, I trust you. All right, done with it. And it's been one of the best. Bree's one of my best friends in the world now. I mean, it's my sister right there.
Not to get too sappy.
Yeah, whatever. But it's right
that's
though.
so
It's
sweet.
this delicate balance of trust and commitment. Trust is sort of what you can hope to gain from the relationship, and commitment is sort of what you give. And we're all very wary, I think, of that balancing, and that's ultimately what creates safety, is that balance of trust and commitment. And I think we've found a way to at least strike that and know what it looks like, so we can recognize when we're operating that and when we're not.
Set your boundaries and all that.
Exactly.
Stuff.
Yes. 100%.
How do you feel like being a parent has changed you as a musician and a band member? Like, how do you feel that influences you guys? Because you both have that background.
Yeah, I think a big thing for me, just motivator for joining the band. I joined during the pandemic, and like I said, growing up, I'd always loved singing. I loved, DIY, emo, pop punk. I loved alternative music, but I never saw myself doing it. And then during the pandemic, when they asked me to join the band, because I did a feature on Gas City, and I understood all the references, I had ideas, and we just ended up in the studio for way too long of a studio day talking. And when they kind of understood my love and knowledge of the music, that kind of after that, I think that being a parent, it's sort of reframed the responsibility I feel for doing what I do, and that it's bigger than me. Everything that I've done since I've become a mother is bigger than me. It's a message to my daughter. It's a symbol. It's there's something to it. It's a memory instantly. It's a lesson. And so I thought, if I'm showing her anything, I'm gonna show her how to create something out of nothing but the work that you've put into something and the passion that you have. Like, you can do it. If you've never seen it done before, you can create it out of nothing, like seemingly anyway, out of nothing. Yeah. But I mean, no one's going to see the work that you have to do, and no one's going to feel the alienation that you feel, and no one's going to ever, ask if you feel uncomfortable, but you're just going to have to do it. And so for me, that motivation, it just keeps me from being too insecure at any given point, because it's bigger than me, so there's focusing on me is such a small part of anything now. And meeting people, going on tour, like even tonight, just like, women, mothers, Black people, like that all have something to say to me about what I'm doing, and the fact that it's like not in vain. It's not some crazy dream that I came up with and I'm putting it out there. Like it's tangible. It's becoming tangible. And now getting to go on the road with the record, it's really real, and it's wild.
That's beautiful to hear. I just had to grab the mic to give you guys your flowers, because the things that you're talking about on how being a parent, everything's bigger than you now. And then all the things you're talking about, especially before you guys played the last song, rolling into you need to just big up your friends. We're going through some shit right now. We could all make it a better time for everybody.
And that's part of being a parent too, is like we see it, Brie and I see it, like a lot of people we know don't have good relationships with their parents and have never been told that they're good enough and that they're important and that they matter and that there is a purpose. So many people were told that they weren't important and you don't matter and shut your mouth and all this kind of stuff. And I see my son, he's 9. His name's Dallas. He's the sweetest boy. But
Shout
like
out Dallas.
He saved my life. When he was born, I had an active plan to end my life. And then all of a sudden I found out I was having a kid. And it was... I didn't plan on being around, and then all of a sudden, this little boy was born, and I was like, "Oh no, I have not prepared for this." And so, but instantly, that's when I knew, like, all right, we got to eventually get better. And it took a long time because I was in it. Like, I went through some horrific stuff right before he was born, and I just didn't know how to love myself, and then how was I going to teach this little boy how to love himself? And so everything I've done the last couple of years is to show him someone who doesn't despise themselves and doesn't, hate every little mistake he's made. And who do I want to be to him? Because he watches everything I do and everything I say, and he has some of these same anxieties that I have, and I see them, and I get to be like, hey, listen, you don't have to hold on to that. Like, you got to trust me. And this is, you're too much like me. You're not going to listen to me, but I'm going to keep saying it so you hear me say it when after you've made these same mistakes that I've told you not to, because that's exactly what my mother said would happen, because I did it to her. And now I'll see it. I'll say something to my son. I'll be like, hey, we don't take that kind of tone. We don't need to be sarcastic. We need to be kind. And my mom will be laughing from the kitchen. And I'll be like, Becky, stay out of it. Stay out of it. I don't want to hear it. But it's taught me so much more respect for my mom now. Like, I see her with whole different eyes of like, oh my gosh, you had so much patience for me.
Yeah, some things go full circle.
You know, and it
Yeah.
is, but like now, like I was a used up party kid. Like I was strung out, you know, like partying every weekend when I didn't have my son, because I when he wasn't there, there was nothing. And so having to fight back to that, and now I'm, you know, almost a year sober next week, and it's like I want to show him that life is going to come for you.
Yeah.
But, and that's what we always talk about, Brie and I, the resilience. I promise you, I had a gun in my mouth at 24, and at 34, I have a record out on one of my favorite labels, like here in Atlanta, playing for people, like living every day, feeling like there's hope.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to see that, and he'll be able to see that maybe I wasn't always perfect, but he was worth it for me to start to love myself again. And then I started to love myself to love him better. So it affects everything. And I think that's one thing Brie and I can always agree on, is saying, you know, this needs to be worth it, because we both know how much we're giving up when we're not there, when we're gone for 3-4 weeks, and birthdays, holidays, stuff like that. But our kids know that, like, we do it for them, to show them that you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
Like, screw what anyone says. Like, you can do whatever you want. Go do it. But you got to work. What's quite the lifestyle.
3 tours, a breakup, an album release.
I'm 34 years old, and we just released our first album, so don't give up. There's still so much time to figure it out. This song's about having that hope. It's called Teaching a Narwhal Empathy.
I'm sure music is one of the things that helped you get back on track, especially after having your son, and you saying it turned around, did a 180, just changed your life around.
Two things changed my life: having my son and joining Cliffdiver. And I mean that. And I talked to Brie about this before she joined the band. That it was this. There's something about this group of people we have where it makes you want to be better. Yeah. It makes you want to be authentic. Because if you're not, this is exhausting and empty. Because I've done it in the beginning where it was unauthentic, you know?
Yeah.
And it was all about ego and stuff like that. But like, you have to just like fully lean in and just say, you know, I want to be who I want to be. And like whoever that is kind and is patient and has hope and is forgiving to himself and to others and lets things go. And those are all things that like this band has helped me see about myself that I didn't at the time. And when you have a group of people who are insanely talented musicians and good people, and they see something in you, it lets you just be free. And there's something about that. I think Brie can speak to that, but that's the best feeling. That's why we do it. That's why it's so addicting, is because we just get to go out there and just tell our story. No BS. Just like, this is who we are. We're messed up. Yeah. But it gets better.
See, this is what I was gonna say too, because just like she said, it turned her day around when you guys got vulnerable while you're on stage. Yeah. It turned me around too. And this shit, I felt good after hearing you guys talk about it, and then perform your songs.
It's like
I love it.
Yeah, like it's when I realize that I'm lauding him for being honest about it. It's like, well, what am I gaining by being not honest about it?
This is for you guys.
Thank you.
It just so happens to be two people too.
Yes. Planet Atlanta 360.
Yeah. So
hey.
It's a sponsor pack for you guys. I'm not really even sure what's in there right now.
Do you want us to find out?
You can open it. You can open it and find out. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh, unboxing.
Unboxing.
Ooh. We got pins, we got stickers.
Pins and stickers.
Yes.
Pins and stickers. Let's go.
Ooh, the van. Remind me of the van's name.
Dick Van Yikes.
Dick Van Yikes. And then the trailer is
Trailer Swift.
Trailer Swift.
Trailer Swift. Yeah.
Trailer Swift.
Dick Van Yikes and Trailer Swift.
She's gorgeous.
Ooh, embroidery. Okay, it is a purple peach planet. And it is embroidered and it is beautiful. Thank you.
Just for you guys.
Planet
Yes,
Atlanta
absolutely.
360. Oh my gosh. Stickers and pins.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
But I have family who lives here in Atlanta.
And we love
cool.
eating here. We love eating in Atlanta.
My cousin was like, we got 9 pounds of barbecue meat at the house waiting for y'all when you get done. And we're like, let's go.
I was actually going to ask you guys, so here in Georgia, we love our Waffle House.
Oh, yes.
And you have a lyric in one of your songs that's about like eating breakfast at 3 a.m.
Yep.
What is your meal? Is it ever Waffle House, or what's the meal of choice to have good conversations with at 3 a.m.?
It's cut down the middle. Yeah, Satan parked my car. Matt wrote that song. Breakfast at 3 a.m. always brings the best conversations. And I like Waffle House. I like Waffle House a lot.
Same.
Good man.
Hates Waffle House. They think it's vile and disgusting. We split down party lines on this one.
They're wrong.
Okay. Yes,
but
I agree.
It's about loving each other through the flaws,
Right, understanding
and
their faults and
accepting that
everything.
exactly, and being sensitive to their insufficiencies.
Efficiencies. Yeah. We love, the worst was McDonald's when we went at like 2 a.m. in Gainesville, Florida, and waited an hour and a half, saw 2 fights happen. It was
Oh my God.
fantastic.
I love Waffle House. Joey loves Waffle House.
What's
The two of
your
us-
go-to?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's an all-star. Okay, covered in chunked wheat toast, eggs scrambled with cheese. I want the waffle crispy.
Ooh.
Like
I never
period
thought about
with,
that.
Yeah, no,
That's a great
absolutely.
addition.
And I gotta have chocolate chips in my waffle.
And
You're
he's a
absolutely
chocolate
right.
chip boy, yeah.
Chocolate chips.
I love my chocolate chips, orange juice, coffee, bacon.
Yeah. Like we'll get exactly. We'll get crispy bacon, and then maybe I'll get somebody to get sausage so we can like trade and get half and half.
Oh my
But that's my all-star special.
Okay.
And it's
No hash browns, add grits or cottage cheese.
Okay, fair.
okay, sure.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
But how are you gonna order like covered, chunked, capped? Like it's no fun
I
if
just
you don't
won't
order.
because
Okay.
I don't like hash browns.
That's well. I will
don't-
continue
I
to.
don't like the way the potatoes are cut. It bothers me. They're too finely cut. I want thicker potatoes.
And I love you anyway.
I like country potatoes. Flat potatoes.
You want
So if
some-
Waffle House had like steak fries, you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat those.
I don't like steak fries either. They're too big.
But you just
Yikes.
said the other ones
Breakfast
were too-
potatoes.
I know.
It's like
You're
cubed.
very particular, Joey.
It's like cubed as opposed to wedges. I think.
Oh, okay.
Is what we're saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I like things that
can see
it's
that.
it's all about the geometrical cuts of the potatoes.
The texture.
Yes, yeah, because
Okay.
that's why I don't like steak fries is because there's too much potato,
Oh.
and if I want a mashed potato, I just eat a mashed potato.
Fair. Chick-fil-A fries, waffle fries.
Fire.
Okay, fair. Okay, that's valid. That's
Oh,
valid.
they're so good.
They're the best. They're the best.
I like Cane's
Unfortunately.
fries. I like a crunchy fry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it
Okay.
comes down to.
But yeah, 3 a.m. It's Waffle House. I mean, in Tulsa we don't have a lot of options anyway
Really?
for like 24/7. There's some places open till like 2 a.m. But yeah, 3 a.m. it's a Waffle House or an IHOP or a Village Inn. You have 3
A
options.
Village Inn?
Yes, we still have Village Inns. Well, we have one. We have one. We still have one Denny's as well. We have a new Denny's, but you like don't go there. I don't know anyone who goes to Denny's. Do you?
Yeah, I was about to think.
What the
Stop
fuck is up, Denny's? Like we tried to play a show at a Denny's, and they just didn't respond to our manager. We were like, might as well throw it out there.
would've been
you
so
know?
funny.
I think so too. It's like iconic, but who knows? Maybe one day.
One day. I'm waiting for someone to, like, I don't think anyone's really done it since that video, and it's really
And
disappointing.
they
that-
need to.
And they need to. I
Yes.
think Denny's is scared,
We'll hit
and they
Waffle House
shouldn't be.
next. What?
Maybe
the
they'll
fuck's
want to
up
one up
Waffle
on
House?
Denny's.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
good promo for them.
I think
Not
so,
that they
too.
need it, but like I think it'd be great.
Ooh, yeah. that's
Also, I have to say, fantastic shoes, y'all.
Thank
I see that you
you.
were sponsored by Doc Martens, which is
Yes.
the coolest thing. I almost wore mine today, but
Oh.
I forgot. They're fake. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
These are just
We call them mock Dartons.
mock Dartons. Why do
When
you
they're
call them
not real?
Oh, yeah, I got
call
my
them
mock
mock
Dartons
Dartons.
on right now.
So he had GBXs. I have had mock Dartons for years, and we actually saw the Doc Martens showcase at South by, and I told him, I was like, I'll throw all my mock Dartons away if you send me a real pair of Doc Martens.
And so that's how the sponsorship
And
happened.
apparently, I don't know, word got around because next thing I know, I've got real Doc Martens and I have to make good on it and I have to throw away my fake. Well, donate my
Donate,
fakes,
yeah.
because I got to make good because these
Exactly,
actually
exactly.
are
They're very sick looking. They're awesome.
seriously good. We had Doc Martens and Liquid Death send us off with care packages for the road. So.
Was there like frisbees too as well?
Innova,
Okay.
yeah, discs
What's
also.
your like dream sponsorship of anything possible in the world? Just go crazy.
Nord. I'd like a piano 5, but they're like $6,000, a nice
Okay,
stage
okay,
piano, so I can play songs while they're tuning.
Mine is Fashion Brand Company. I love their clothes, and it's just they have the weirdest things. They have like a coat to wear on your friend's shoulders to pretend to be an adult. Like it's like a 12-foot long
Okay.
jacket where you
So you
can
go into
sit
the
on
movie
a
theater.
full-grown adult's, like another full-grown adult's shoulders and put this jacket on and it will hit the ground. Or like dresses that have extra holes in case you have extra arms. Like
just in case. you
yeah,
got
just in case you're a centipede.
Right,
Because
yeah.
you don't know me. I might be. And I love that they cater to that.
Exactly.
Inside all of this. I'd also say PlayStation. So I could just like.
That's too easy though.
But I would
That's a
love a
good one, though.
PlayStation.
I'd love to partner with the federal treasury.
The Federal Treasury.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve.
Print your face. on
I'd
a few-
love
few notes.
exactly. I'd love to partner with a mint. With a
Department of Treasury partnership.
exactly.
Inflate our stream numbers.
Yeah, there you go.
Or just give me money.
Yeah.
Or put my
Yeah.
face on it.
Yeah, I'd like to partner with Bank of America.
Perfect.
Not really. I was fired from it.
So that's the
you
goal.
were fired from Bank of America? Should we go into that?
No,
or
he's been fired from a
Okay.
lot of places. We
Okay,
can
well,
just.
then we'll not worry about it.
I want to say one thing. On your guys' van, up on top, you have the metal thing that says Cliffdiver.
Yes.
That's cool. Whose idea was that?
Matt's dad.
Matt's dad.
Okay. Yeah.
Matt's
Shout out to Matt's dad.
big ups to Matt's dad. He also made our custom like Cliffdiver mini cornhole boards. If you see our at our merch table, we have like little tiny bean bags that he made too that you like
Oh,
throw.
that's so cute. Oh my gosh.
He just does cute things for the band, and it's honestly the most precious thing in the entire world. He'll just be like, I just made this for you guys, like just a custom rack so everyone knows you're coming. But we do have a magnet sticker on the side of the van that says Cliffy D's Diaper Service to kind of throw people off so they don't know it's a band.
Don't want to rob us, and they're like, I don't want to steal diapers. But you'll see people driving on the highway, just like looking at the sign, at the sticker,
Diaper service.
looking at us, being like, what?
Oh, is that what that
Keep
smell is?
driving.
Yeah.
You don't want none
worry
of this.
about it.
You don't want none
Masks
of
the
this.
smell of a touring band. Everyone thinks it's just diapers.
We're hoping it works.
I-
far.
If I were a robber, I'd believe it. I'd be like, you know what? I thought this was a band by the whole van and the whole thing, but now that they put this sticker, this magnet on it,
It's the perfect plan.
on to the next van.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a perfect system.
It's the
no one will
perfect
ever
disguise.
find out.
Okay.
You know the words to the line? It's never too late. I know I'm good enough, not for anyone. Finally, myself. Celebrate. I know I'm good enough, and not for anyone. Finally, myself. I don't know y'all see with me. I know I'm good enough, and not for anyone. And finally, myself. With arms wide open under the sunlight, we're not gonna stop till all our is done. Just to be ready. We're not gonna stop till all our is done. Just to be ready.
And they're so cute.
I mean,
I want to be like, stop.
I do too. One day, with the right training.
Apparently they
We gotta meet
challenged
more
us
people in
to
the
a
bathroom.
foot race later.
Apparently, some they challenge us to foot race.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I challenged them, actually.
God damn it, Gil.
I don't move for a long time, but I move quick.
I don't run at all.
I'm fast.
We have one song left. We are on tour. We have merch in the back. But thank you for sticking around. Thank you for making us feel welcome. It's so good. So we will be back. We will. We'll be back, I think, next month. Or a month after.
Yeah?
With Rolling for Soup and Less Than Jay.
Like you're saying less than Jay?
Something crazy. Hey, but in real time, we lost a lot of people the last couple of years, you know? Yes. And it got it's heavy. Everyone feels it all the time. Everyone's tense, everyone's scared. So the thing we can do that's pretty fucking radical is choose to be kind to each other. And choose to maybe not say that joke when you feel like it. That's my struggle all the time. I'm like, no, we try to be Joseph Duffy. And it's a process, but right now we need to build each other up. Because like, the world's fucked. But we have this room, we have community, we have people that love us, so let's pour into each other. Let's encourage our friends. What's something else you could say that's kind of
Let's go!
Pump them up.
It's kind of like that, that's close.
Could you gas them up?
You could gas up your homies. It costs nothing. Real fuel's too expensive, but it's free to gas up your homies. The song's called Gas Station Donor Song. We love this.
guys. Just to get a little deep back into it again, but I wanted to ask you, since you share this love with your fans and everything, and you inspire them, what would you tell your younger self if you could?
I think I would probably say I would say it's gonna be okay. I mean, honestly, I would just be like, if I could just show them just a moment of anything over the last 4 days, even just a flash of just like, you have no idea how good things are gonna be. Instead of going back and being like, I wish you wouldn't have done this. I wish you would have, because God knows I've spent years of my life sitting there being like, well, let's now fantasize about if we'd stayed in college for an hour and a half for no reason, And so it's like, I think I just go back and say, what if it all worked out? Instead of what if it doesn't? Just being like, hey, it's going to be okay, and you're going to figure it out, and it's not going to hurt like this forever. Because I remember looking, another time at my dad and going, the best I will ever have in life is mediocrity because of my mental illness. I will never be successful at anything. I will never have a career. I am going to be cursed to being some low-level retail employee. No shame, but I was like, but that's going to be the best I will ever be, and you just need to deal with it. And my dad being like, no, you're dumb. Like, you're going to be fine. And not in those words. He's the sweetest person, but like
the gist of it.
But I mean, but now it's like I said earlier, like it's going to be okay. And not only is it going to be okay, what if it was great? And so I now hug that guy every once in a while. When I feel the anxiety start to bubble, I go, hey, it's okay. This is going to be okay. We can get through this. If we got through that, this is nothing. It's okay. And you just hold it. Hold yourself, tightly until it passes. And shh, it's going to be okay. So I still tell my younger self that all the time. So, Bree?
I think there's a younger self inside of all of us that we've got to be kind to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, I think for me, it would come down to basically telling myself, like, I don't know, just sort of reminding myself that, like, it may not be fair, but you have access to everything you want, whether or not you see it, whether or not anything you've experienced validates that you have access to it. Because that was always my issue, was seeing something and wondering if I had access to it, or if that was for me, if it was something, even if it was something I loved, whether or not it was something I could have a stake in. And I think that that's what I would tell her, is like, yeah, maybe it's valid that you don't have, a role model the way everyone else does, or you don't have representation the way everyone else does. And sure, that's not fair. You're going to have struggles that nobody else is going to have. You're going to have assumptions you're going to have to deal with that no one else is going to. All of that is valid, but you still can gain access to those things. You are still valid for wanting to find a way to do those things, to make this music, to have this impact, to write, the way that I do now. And so I think that's what I would tell myself, is just kind of validate that, like, yeah, it's harder for you than it is for a lot of people that you know, and for a lot of people that you've worked with. And that sucks, A of all, but B of all, you can still get past that and keep going and try to create a way that's just different, and through the struggles, because it's worth it. It's worth it. It's better to fight harder for something than anyone else than to not have it at all. So.
And I would tell younger Bree, you're going to be a freaking rock star, and watch 17-year-old Bree be like,
Absolutely.
get out of here. And be like, no.
And
you don't understand. You'll have 500 people at our album release just chanting your name because you are a rock star. You deserve it.
Oh yeah, your album is out. That's so exciting. You're on. You said. Yeah, you said you're on your 4th or 5th day of tour.
This is our 4th night, after our album release party.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah. How does it feel now that the album is finally out?
So good. We waited so long. We spent all of May 2021 recording the album. So for a full year to kind of pass and all of that, I think that we all feel very fulfilled. We're all very happy with the response, and couldn't be more thrilled. People seem to get it. They seem to get the story, the point. And also, for me, on a personal note, just kind of my presence in the band finally with the recorded music and getting to kind of establish a full work as a part of that of the body of work is really important to me too. So we've been really excited and really anxious to finally get it out there. So we feel a lot better now that it is.
All right, and to close out this, since you guys love to speak with your fans through your music and on stage, could you give a one-liner to your fans of whatever you want to tell them? Could be humorous, could be uplifting, could be tension-filled, could be dramatic, suspenseful. Yeah.
If I ever hear about you doubting yourself and about how wonderful you are, I will come drive down here and give you a hug because you're killing it. Don't be so hard on yourself. Like, you're killing it. Killing it. Killing it. So don't doubt yourself or else you're going to catch these hands.
That was good.
Catch these hands.
I would say you're cute. You're cute. Don't worry. Stop comparing yourself. Stop letting other people dictate how you feel about yourself. You're cute. You know you're cute. Act cute today. Demand what a cute person deserves. You're worth it. Demand the investment that you need to be making on yourself. You're cute. Treat yourself like a cute person and demand other people to treat you like you're cute because you are. Period. Point blank.
To summarize, catch these hands with love. You're cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bree and Joey. I've had a great time getting to know
Thank
you
you.
guys. I appreciate you being so open and vulnerable with me and open and vulnerable with your fans. I am Goeke with MORETOTHECORE. This has been Cliffdiver. Please check them out anywhere you can find them. Instagrams, Cliffdiver. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Goki.
Sometimes you gotta take that lead and like once you do it, you're good.
Our garage. Your garage.